Okay, I am so thankful and I'm so excited to talk to you guys today about this mindset cycle that's holding us back from really jumping into and living life well. Um, and I know that our time is precious, and I know that we have full schedules, or maybe if you're listening to the recording of this, you're listening while you're doing some chores or running errands or playing with your kids or whatever. However you're listening and whenever you are listening, I really appreciate your time. And I hope that you take away some value to implement right off of this webinar, but also that you feel seen and heard and know that you are not alone in some of the thoughts that you've adapted about your health and fitness lifestyle. I'm Brittany Wright. I've been a health and fitness coach for about 7 years. I personally have spent 7 years using at-home health and fitness programs that have helped me navigate my ever-changing roles as my body has gone through pregnancy and nursing and postpartum. 3 times with these programs, 2 times fully pregnant from start to finish. I have used at-home fitness and in-home nutrition program training to help me live my best life. It's helped me lose the weight. So the first time was 80 pounds, the second time was 60, and the third time was 45. So when I say I lost weight, I was not one of those blessed ones that only gained 25 pounds. I gained it all plus some. But through it all, with these in-home fitness and in-home nutrition programs, I have been able to learn a lot about myself and health and fitness in a way that has worked well for me and my family. This mindset for me recently all clicked after having my 4th kiddo in 2018. My kids are 8, 4.5, she's almost 5, and 3. And I had my last one in 2018. I was determined to lose the weight. I knew that I could. I wanted to feel great. I wanted to get back into clothes. My second 2 are back-to-back pregnancies. So I had just gotten into this in my opinion, phenomenal shape. I was feeling so great when I quickly found out I was pregnant again. And so I wanted to fit back into the wardrobe that I had just purchased. But I didn't want to stress about calories. I didn't want to stress about macros. I didn't want to worry about, did I hit my containers or not? I had, 2 5-year-olds, a barely 2-year-old, and a newborn. I wanted as simple could be that still would bring me results. I didn't want to add in workouts right away. I didn't want to add more to my plate or my schedules. I wanted to enjoy my new baby while having the energy to do so. So when I found a nutrition program all around water, as many vegetables as you want, and learning what works best for you, I was all in, and it worked. It didn't work quickly, but working as in a way it helped me stay happy, fun, connected, and enjoying life to its fullest, from vacations and family nights and all of the in-between, with s'mores and ice cream and champagne and all of that stuff. I was learning in those 6 months that it took me to lose my 35 pounds, that it didn't have to be perfect to achieve the goal. And I want that for you. So today, you're definitely in the right place. If you're struggling to lose weight, if you set goals on Sunday only to fail by Wednesday, this webinar is for you. If you struggle to feel content with your body and you're always achieving and striving for the next thing. This is for you if you feel like losing weight has been impossible, or if you're living on caffeine and melatonin, you're in the right place. If you have the best intentions when you wake up and in the morning, only to feel incredibly, completely inadequate by day's end by the choices that you've made. We're going to talk about how changing our mindset can help you improve all of this. It has nothing to do with the tools that are in front of you, and everything to do with the way that you're approaching them and thinking about them. I have worked with hundreds of women who have completely transformed not only their bodies, but their mindset and approach to what a healthy lifestyle actually is, what it looks like, and what it means specifically and personally for them. Because for all of us, it's been different. We're in different seasons of life. We're achieving different goals, but we're going to talk more about that later. Some of these women are now coaches on my team who are sharing the tools and the resources and the tips and tricks and recipes and routines that have worked for them with other women like them as well. And we're just paying it forward to achieve all of that this healthy lifestyle can. So today, I'm going to equip you with a 4-step process, 4 phrases, 4 things to think about to take the pressure off and enjoy healthy living, and eventually love your body in the meantime too. First, we're going to go through a couple scenarios, and I want to know if this is relatable to you at all. You set the goal to work out 6 days a week. You haven't worked out in months. You wake up on day one and accomplish the goal. You rock the day and you feel amazing. Like, I got this. You wake up on day two and push snooze because the kids, the baby, the husband didn't sleep well and you missed your 6 a.m. alarm. So now you're judging yourself for missing the alarm. You begin to tell yourself a failure. You start to tell yourself it's too hard. It's never going to work. You just aren't cut out for it. You say mornings won't ever work for your schedule. How will you ever get to work out? You eat a meal that doesn't fuel you and leaves you unsatisfied. So you grab some wine or ice cream and you don't even set an alarm for day 3 because what's the point? You've already failed today. Another failed attempt to getting healthy, another failed attempt at taking care of ourselves, and another proof that the limiting belief we can't do this is holding us back from ever trying again. Another piece of evidence that fitness is too hard and you'll never get it. Or you set the goal to be dinner and done, meaning no snacking after dinner. You're going to eat dinner at 7 and nothing else after. You make a very satisfying, amazing meal on dinner 1 and you feel so good. You're like, I got it. You make a great meal for night 2 and yes, again, you're dinner and done. You're almost halfway through the week and you haven't given up. But on Wednesday, you have a late night meeting unplanned. You grab takeout quick for dinner and it's not as satisfying. So when you get home, you grab chips and you start telling yourself you're cheating, you're breaking the rules, you're a failure, you have no self-control, you have no discipline. Why do I even try? You wake up the next day ready to try again. You have an awesome dinner and then you see the bag of chips. So you eat some because you did yesterday. So you might as well today, right? What does it matter? You start telling yourself a failure again. Why even bother? And you continue to eat the entire bag of chips and you go to bed feeling miserable, not only physically, but mentally. Why can't you keep the goal? Why are you doing this to yourself? Why do you even try? What's even the point? Day 5 comes and it's Friday. So you don't even try to commit to the goal you set yourself because you've already failed. And now it's the weekend. So is it really worth it? You'll just start again on Monday. You're in this cycle. You are in this cycle of making a decision, of judging yourself, that you have the mentality that says, screw it. The mentality of that starts to creep in and you just don't care anymore. You just don't care. And I'm going to put on the screen this cycle so that you can see what I'm talking about. So you're making this decision to eat the chips, right? You're doing this and then you judge yourself for doing it. You're telling yourself, what's the deal? Why can't you do this? You have the screw it mentality. So you're eating the whole bag because why not? Friday comes, screw it. I've already messed up 3 days this week. I'm done. I'm just going to go for it this weekend. It doesn't matter. I'll start again Monday. And then you just cast more judgment on yourself for not being able to follow through for the week. And then you make the next decision. And the next decision is either going to stress you out and have you make, I don't want to call it a bad decision, but you're going to make a decision that doesn't serve you. And you're going to continue on this cycle. And eventually you break out a little bit because you do try again, right? You try again Monday. But then when that first slip up happens, you go into that judgment, you go into that screw it mentality and you do more judgment. And then you're faced with a decision again on whether or not to start or just throw in the bag and never let it go again. This is the cycle that most of my clients are coming to me on. This is the cycle that most people are struggling with. But I can confidently write and tell you that it doesn't have to be this way. It won't be perfect. And the problem is not that we can't, but that we think it has to be perfect or it means nothing to us at all. Perfection is a fantasy, it's unattainable. And the more you drive yourself crazy chasing perfection, the more you ultimately feel pressure and the pressure and inadequate, which allows you the entryway back into old habits where you are not judged. You start to put this pressure on yourself that you always have to be perfect and you always have to have it together. And when you don't, and I'm saying this as a health and fitness coach too, because there is this persona that we never mess up and we have it all together. And that can be just as crippling because I've been there before, living in perfection and never allowing myself to truly live and make choices that bring me joy. And yeah, I might have been thinner. I might have had better abs, but I wasn't living. I was sending a whole different message to myself and my kids, and way back when. And that's not the right way to live either, because I was trying to be perfect and never mess up and be this perfect coach. But what if we just started showing progression? Progression is sustainable. Progression is the accumulation of all of these small decisions you are making daily. The mindset pivots you start to implement when you decide that perfection is overrated and it's unachievable. The problem is we think everything has to be just right and that there's only one way. We create the standard of it being done just right because the girl on Instagram can do it perfectly. Her routine never wavers. So there has to be a way. There has to be. Or I don't have that personality to do that. Or she's the best, or she's that, right? She's got it all together. She's got it all figured out. And I've been that girl too. I've been that girl that makes it look incredibly easy to stick to the same routine every single day. Despite all obstacles in my way, I was up at 5:30 in the morning. But I'm going to tell you, what you don't see is the emotional and physical stress that is carried with that. And ultimately, my family was paying the price. My family, my kids were being shoved into the corner as quick as possible. They were waiting to get their meals. They were plugged in front of the TV for an hour. I was getting what I wanted done and I was sticking to the routine, but I wasn't serving my family either. And when we cannot maintain this routine that we've set out to create and implement, we start to create this mindset cycle that you saw earlier of failing and judgment and loathing what is required to achieve our goals. So we avoid it, but that's not the way. There's a different way. There's a different mentality to adapt. It doesn't have to be perfection. There's a mentality and feelings of grace and compassion and flexibility and white space and living in this gray area that says it doesn't have to be just this. It can be this too. It looks like this cycle. Find it and pull it up for you. Right here on the screen. It's this cycle right here. It's the cycle where we make a decision, we start to accept ourselves, we act accordingly, we evaluate and adjust. Because when it doesn't happen perfectly, which we want so bad, we think we can't have it at all. We've created the standard that a healthy lifestyle means following the exact same routine every single day or bust. We fail. We are inadequate. We aren't disciplined enough. We don't have it. If we fail on the weekend, we failed the whole week. We start to focus on all we haven't done, the bad choices that we've made, instead of seeing the progress you made, the good choices that we made and the adjustments we have made. And one thing, like one example that I love to give for that is I'll have a client that will say, oh, I still had pizza Friday night. I'm so bummed. And I'm like, okay, but wait, 2 weeks ago, before we started working together, what would that pizza night have looked like? And they're like, well, 3 pizzas, probably a beer or pop, and 2 pieces of breadsticks. And I said, okay, so what did it look like tonight? It was 1 piece of pizza, 1 breadstick, a salad, and 1 beer. Awesome. That is progress. It is not perfection. It is not you going from one state of mind, never working out, to working out every morning at 6 a.m. without fail. That's not always doable. And that's not the goal. The goal is to slowly get there, is to enjoy the process and learn the process and see how far you have come. We create this pressure on ourselves to be perfect. And if we're not, then we have failed and it's not worth it. But what if we take the pressure off? What if we go into a health and fitness lifestyle and approach our routines and choices without the pressure for perfection, but acknowledging and accepting that we are in a moment, we may be in a season of life, we're in a moment of life. And what I mean by that is maybe you're out to dinner celebrating a milestone. Maybe you're out to dinner, like I've been there, where I haven't celebrated something with something that sounded good to me because the fear of food or because I was told I shouldn't or couldn't. What if we can just accept where we are and let that moment be the moment? The decision to start something with health and fitness is usually simple to make. It's the decision to follow through that becomes the hard part. Because when we fail or life happens and we don't pivot with it, instead we say it doesn't work, we throw on the towel on that routine, and a few weeks later we pick up another one, hoping that this will be the fix that fixes it all. And the cycle continues, and before you know it, you are following random rules from random guidelines from random people that you are just trying to put all together, and they make zero sense together at all. And you're trying this and that, and you are frustrated because nothing is working. But what if you did it different, with a different mindset? What if instead of approaching a lifestyle change as a set routine in place, we approach it willing to learn what works for us and what doesn't, and being okay with what doesn't work for us, but works for somebody else? Intermittent fasting might work for somebody else, but I want to wake up and eat. Like, I like to have my breakfast. There is no right or wrong, in my opinion. There's what works for someone else and what works for me. I love our To Be Mindset nutrition plan. Like, love it, because it helped me lose 35 pounds in 6 months in a way that was serving my goals, my needs without restriction, but help me learn. The big premise, and this is not a to be plug, but is to track and see. And I say that because there are so many things out there that say, this is how it is, and this is how it is only. But with this, it was, see what works for you. You might find that you can. And I have found that my body does just fine with a grain at dinner, despite the program telling me that I don't need one. But my body loves it. I lose weight. I feel great. I sleep better when I have one. So I do it because I love it and it works for me. I'm going to walk you through a process I have adapted and that I've been mentoring my clients through. Phrases to refer to help you breaking free from the cycle, the failure, the judgment, self-loathing cycle, so that you can start stepping into the mom, wife, person you were made to be and feel your best doing it mentally without beating yourself up for having to pivot off of the perfect plan. On the screen, you see the new cycle, a cycle that offers you grace, learning, implementation, and reflection, and pivoting into your routine. So the first one is accepting yourself. Sometimes we give ourselves too much credit and that we can control everything. Guess what? We can't. And you'll hear me refer a lot to moms and sleep because that's been my struggle for the last 8 years. My schedule is not my own. There are 4 other little people that get to dictate everything that I do, no matter what I try. We cannot control a horrible night of sleep, but we can choose how to respond to it. So when things don't go as planned, ask yourself why. Did the meeting run late? Was it something totally out of your control? Or was it in your control? And how can you adjust different later? What we carry all of this, that we're going to figure everything out and that everything's going to run perfectly. But we have to accept what is going on. Like, is this something I truly can control? Or was this completely out of my control and I did the best I could with what I had? Then move into number 2, act accordingly with every choice matters. Don't think about last night's choices. Don't think about the previous day's missed workouts. Don't think about last night's pizza at breakfast. Don't think about any of those choices that you made the day before as you go into the new day to make new choices. You have a brand new day to write, and you get to do the writing. You get to make the choices. Approach each day, each workout, each meal, each bedtime, each morning as its own, not influenced from the happenings of yesterday or even the previous meal. One of my favorite stories about this is in the morning. You go out and your husband brings donuts. My husband loves to bring donuts home. And he brings a donut home. We all have a donut for breakfast. There are a lot of people, a lot of clients that I work through where their next lunch meal is crap because breakfast was a donut. Like, the two don't go hand in hand. Each meal is its own. I had a breakfast for donut. It was delicious. I enjoyed it. Great. I'm going to have my normal lunch. I'm going to have my normal sandwich. I'm not going to cut the carb. I'm not going to skip that. I'm going to have my normal sandwich with a salad and vegetables, and I'm going to have a full, satisfying lunch. I'm not going to skip it. I'm not going to over healthify it. And I'm not going to go get pizza because I had donuts for breakfast, right? Yeah, I'm going to treat this meal as it is, right? And that's what I want. We're going to treat each day, each choice as it comes up to us. Number 3, and I think this is my favorite one. We're going to evaluate and adjust. You're going to learn and implement. One thing I love helping my clients realize is that sometimes obstacles repeat themselves. And even though with the best intentions, things just keep coming up. Schedules keep getting scheduled there. Kids keep oversleeping or not going to sleep. And we have to evaluate and adjust. Is this a reoccurring problem? Is this something you can control or something that is always out of your control? Is this a fluke? Is this a current season of life? And the season of life may be a week. Your kids are home from school, or the season of life for summer, right? So your season of life can be a varying different change. It doesn't have to be like you're in college or you're pregnant. It can just be like in this week, in this moment, in this month, in this summer, and you're going to have to adjust as those things go. So I used this example last time, and I had a lot of people relate. I was getting so frustrated with myself, my kids, and my husband. I was trying to work out at 5:30 in the morning. This is months ago. This is like back in January. But we are struggling with sleep for our toddlers. At the time, it was real bad. Like one child not going to bed till 10, the other one up by 5. I was trying to wake up at 5:30. I had a kid in my bed, another one down the hallway. And I was getting so frustrated. All of the kids were up by 6 a.m. And it wasn't happening. And if it doesn't happen before 6:30, then I can't do it at all because I have to get the kids ready. I had to finally just say, this is not the best time for me to work out in this season of life. I had to stop forcing something that was not happening any day and tell myself, Brittany, you need to evaluate and adjust and find a different way. I need to make a different decision. And as much as I love morning workouts and I see that they work for other people, it is not working out for me right now. And I had to adjust. So now I lay out my clothes, I make my pre-workout, and if I can get a workout in before 7 a.m., hallelujah, it is awesome. It's going to be a great day. If I can't, I go to bed knowing when my plan B time is. I look at our schedule and I know like, okay, I'm going to drop off the kids and I'm going to come home and work out. Or I can't work out after drop off. So I'm going to have to work out during lunch, or I'm just going to have to take today as a rest day. And it's amazing what happens when you have a backup plan, when you are evaluating and adjusting for the situation of life around you. I think the best analogy is I was making my workouts. I was trying to make my life fit my workouts. We need to make our workouts fit our life. We need to be able to find routines that serve us, that fuel us, that bring us joy, and that fit well with our lifestyle. And then the last one, the saying isn't on here, but you're going to make a decision. You're going to work it out for you. This was a game changer. You're going to evaluate and adjust. And instead of trying to follow what the Instagram influencer is trying to tell you, or the next program that's launching for your company, or the next bike that comes out that's so awesome, but you hate cycling or you hate running, and that's what everyone's doing as the weather gets nicer, you're going to choose a workout. We're talking specifically about workouts right now, but you're going to choose what serves you best in this season of life. This was a game changer for me. Back in January, I was getting ready to do a program that half of our network, probably more than half of our network was doing. I mean, this program took off and my clients saw amazing results. But 3 weeks into the program, I felt miserable. I felt miserable. My body ached. I was missing food. I was afraid of food. I was over exercising and letting other things go at the expense of getting my workouts in. I was dreading my workouts every morning. My belly was all kinds of bloated and my stress was through the roof. My sleep sucked. So I stopped. I used this model and I accepted the season of life that I was in for me personally. What was I feeling? What was I needing? What sounded fun to me? What sounded good to me? And ironically, what sounded fun and good to me was a 3-week nutritional cleanse. So, but I needed something completely different. And so when I stopped and I asked myself some questions and I accepted where I was at, I accepted myself, I acted and looked at what other choices can I make that serve me well. I evaluated and adjusted where I was in life. I evaluated and tried to figure out what would work better. And then I made a decision that worked for me in my season, in my needs, with my body, what I needed. And I think I completed that nutritional cleanse back in February. And yeah, the scale has gone up and down, but physically feeling, I feel the best I have felt for the most consistent in time, in a very long time. And had I not taken the steps to just work it out for me and make it work, to find a health and fitness routine that works for me, I would still be feeling how I was before that. I slowed down. I focused on one program, one way of eating. I slowed down, excuse me, to learn and evaluate what's working for my body instead of getting frustrated that that program wasn't working for me. I decided to give this time to work. I decided to give it time for me to learn. And now I get to help my clients. I get to help you do that. I didn't know that I was doing this cycle at the time. It was after this cycle. It was after I did all this before I wrote this cycle out, is what I'm saying. And because of that transformation, I've been able to help clients focus back on this. It took the pressure off. It took the perfection mindset out of my mind and allowed me to break free from the rules and instead rely on boundaries and my intuition to guide me to feel my best physically and mentally. Does this all sound too good to be true? Does this sound kind of wacky? Does it sound like I'm never going to accomplish my goals by doing this lifestyle? Or does this excite you? Does this give you some hope that it doesn't have to be one way, that it doesn't have to be this restricted lifestyle with hard workouts every single day, but instead, when we start to approach our lifestyle with grace, we start to feel lighter, and not just physically on the scale, but feel lighter. And I hope you can sense what I'm saying with that, because it's a hard feeling to kind of describe, but you can feel the weight off your shoulders by trying to be perfect. I want to walk you through this example, this cycle on here, about the 6 a.m. workout above. You set the goal to work out 6 days a week at 6 a.m., even though you haven't worked out in a very long time. You wake up on day 1 and accomplish your goal. You rock the day and you go to bed feeling accomplished. You wake up day 2 and push snooze because the babies and the kids or the husband didn't sleep well and you missed your 6 a.m. alarm. But now you're not judging yourself for missing the alarm, saying this will never work. You, instead of skipping your workout because you missed your time, do your workout during nap time or lunch break or schedule it after work because you've already put a plan B in place. You are proud of yourself for still working out. You are feeling good physically and you make good choices at dinner. You go to bed and set the alarm for day 3. You wake up to your alarm and you work out on day 3. Rocked it. You go to bed and set the alarm for day 4 and a horrible night of sleep again. You miss the workout altogether that day. So number 1, you accept what's going on. You can't control it now. Accept that you missed the alarm again. Number 2, take action. Do you have time to do the workout, even though you woke up late? Can you take that moment to schedule it in later? This is why I personally love 4 to 5 days a week, because it allows for a little bit more flexibility. You evaluate and adjust. Is this time the most consistent and best time? Or is there another time of day that may not be your perfect time? I would love 6 a.m. every day, right? I would love to just knock it out, but that's not reality every day. Is there a better plan B time that you know is consistent, that doesn't leave you as stressed, that doesn't leave you feeling as stressed to get it done and over, and that works better for your family? Can you cut down the number of workouts during the week and move your workouts to weekends? Can you ask the husband to get up with the baby in the middle of the night so that you're not exhausted? Or can you ask him to get up with the baby in the morning to allow you some extra time? Do you need shorter workouts? And when if all of those are a big no and nothing can change, it's time to do something different that works for you in this season. Your workouts should be serving you and helping you de-stress, not causing you more stress to get them in. So if this is not working for you to get in workouts on a consistent routine every single day or 5 days a week, it's time to pivot. It's time to find something that works for you. Find something that fits your current phase of life. So you go to bed on day 4 and you wake up on day 5. The baby slept great, you got your workout in, and you're so proud of not throwing in the towel despite a tough 4 days. On day 6, the baby or the toddlers or the husband don't sleep well, but you don't sweat it at all because you know that you have a rest day scheduled for tomorrow. So you swap it out, you take it today, you get your workout in the next day, and you enjoy your day with your work, your family, without guilt, without shame, and you rock the next week. This works because you're solving the problem. You're not running away. You're not throwing in the towel. This is the mindset discipline work that has to come to achieve the lifestyle you want to live. Because over time, you're making consistent decisions that add up to huge results in the end. You're training yourself to make decisions in times when life pivots small, like the daily snooze, so that when life pivots big with a move or a pregnancy or an illness or just a tough season of motherhood or work is hard or a work vacation, when life pivots big, you are already practicing these pivoting skills and you can use them in those big events too. These skills will create the results that you want. This mindset exercise, this stopping and pausing and asking yourself these questions will work when you apply this model consistently and you have a community that supports you and a coach to cheer you on and chat with, and you approach your health and fitness lifestyle with energy and confidence and love, and then the willingness to learn and implement. It's my hope that when I work with you one-on-one, we develop a plan together that works best for you in the season that you're in, with your workouts, your food, your water goals, your personal development. It all works together. And my job is to help you walk through this obstacle solution model and find solutions that keep you moving forward, learning and growing, and truly learning what works for you and your lifestyle. Okay, you guys, that completes the masterclass webinar. That completes the mindset cycle piece of this today. And right now, I want to give you the opportunity to start working and implementing these skills. Every day we choose not to start working on our health and fitness is another day that we've lost, that we're saying no to the health and body that we are capable of having. And I hope you know that all of this is not just intended for a weight loss goal, but a feel better goal. I know that I'm in a season of life where I'm not necessarily choosing to lose weight. That's not the main goal. The main goal is to consistently have energy, to sleep better, to manage some fatigue and PMS and all of these things that come with being a woman and motherhood. And I know that through better eating and workouts and listening to my body serves me well in so many ways. So I'm going to tell you about the Break Free to Be Free mentorship, where we dive deep into the how with in-depth coaching with me on these skills to put a plan in place that works for you personally. Because I can use the same tools for each of my clients, but we're going to use them in a whole different way. And that's why I love Beachbody. And that's why I've chosen to partner with them with their in-home health and fitness, because it's very similar tools and we just get to use them in a different way. I get to make the 2B mindset nutrition work for me and work for you. And neither one of us feel restricted or that we're doing the exact same thing. So in this meal plan, or in this mentorship, you will get a complete nutrition plan from Alana Molstein, where I'm certified through the program to walk you, to coach you, to look at your nutrition tracker through Alana. And we start here to learn about our emotional eating, our how to handle parties, how to handle weekends, how to handle eating off kids' plates, and all of those things in between. You'll have a full 12-month workout membership. However, we will start with a 4-day-a-week program that is 30 to 40 minutes a day to help you get into the routine of practicing this cycle of, okay, I missed this day, what can I do? But this is the workout program that I paired for my 6 months, and I 100% believe in the program. You'll also get a pre and post workout supplement to help you have better performance during your workouts and then recover quicker after, so that you can show up the next day feeling your best. And then you'll also have a supplemental shake to help you bridge the gap between afternoon from lunch to dinner, or for a quick breakfast on the go. Then with me personally, this is where the mentorship really digs in deeper. You'll have a kickoff call with me one-on-one for an hour. We'll go through a typical day in your life, and we'll create a baseline routine based off of what you said. And then we'll work together to work out a workout regimen that has plan A, plan B times, and an eating regimen that allows you to live life well. And what I mean by that, because you're probably like, well, that was the whole point of this, is I didn't have a regimen. We all need to have some sort of regimen. We all need to have some sort of routine. It's what happens when we go off that routine, how we act and how we respond. And that's what we're going to coach on. You'll get a second one-on-one call on week 3 for about 15-20 minutes to make any changes that we need to, talk about obstacles that have come up, talk about what you're doing well, what you're learning, what you've implemented, and changes that you've seen. You'll have 2 group calls on weeks 2 and 4. Well, the topics will be on how to love the scale and how to win the weekend. I will record these, so if you cannot get on them, you will have access to them. You'll have a PDF of recipes to try each week. You'll have a verse to vision PDF to help you with positive affirmations, a body image worksheet to help you navigate thoughts about your body and beliefs about health and fitness, an app to track your food and share with me so I can better help you, and a list of my favorite books that have helped me through this journey. And we will work together to pair you with one to read for our 30 days together. This will be 30 days. We'll build a solid foundation, and everything listed above will be a one-time payment of $220. And for those of you who decide in the next 72 hours, I only have room for 4 left. I have 1 spot taken this month. I have 4 remaining spots. We'll receive 2 months of tracking sheet to help you see your progress. Meal planning and shopping list, a habit tracker that tracks your 2B habits. You'll have a goal range tracker and a weight goal tracker if you choose to use that. I will be sending you an email today with the recording and application for a link to apply to work with me. The mentorship will begin on June 7th. So that's just Monday. That's 5 days away. That means the cutoff date to join will be June 6th. I just wrapped up the May mentorship, and we learned so much together. We grew so much together, and I'm so excited to welcome you into this mentorship with me and to work with you more one-on-one and help you overcome this mindset of perfection is the only way to live for a health and fitness lifestyle, and adapt that we're always progressing and we're always learning. And the coolest thing about that is you get to learn what works for you and live and apply that. And we get to do that together. So thank you so much for hopping on and spending some time with me today. I hope you took something away and can start implementing this right away. I would love to hear from you. And I look forward to seeing your application and working with you in June.